Night Runners was first introduced in late 2018 when Gem posted the very first gameplay clip on Reddit to the Unity 3D subreddit. The game originally had a very cartoony art style with vibrant colors. The art direction had a major overhaul sometime between 2021 and 2022, after which the art direction became very dark and murky. The game takes heavy inspiration from PlayStation 2 era racing and horror games. The very first showcase of any tow game app was as early as 2018, when Gem posted yet another video to the Unity 3D subreddit showcasing his progress. First hints of inner city streets and thus more variety in maps was back in 2019 in a Twitter post by Gem saying, "Toge racing not to your taste, prefer inner city streets? Well, you're in luck," with a photo from a parking garage attached. The Kickstarter announcement trailer in 2024 on YouTube was wrongly taken down for promoting piracy. The video is heavily inspired by old YouTube tutorials with Trinity by 009 sound system playing in the background. Thanks to the overwhelmingly positive launch of the private alpha, Gem has been able to increase the dev team from being just him to a total of 4 people working full time on the game. Also thanks to the Prologue doing as well as it did, Gem has been able to commission a huge amount of cars and body kits by some of the most talented vehicle artists I have seen. The Prologue was a massive success despite being merely a tech demo, with owner estimations from Steam database ranging from 650,000 to just a little over 800,000 and having a 95% positive rating on Steam. The Spirit Ray Miyabi bodykit for the 180SX in the Prologue was cut from the game, as were the drift-inspired crash bars. All car models from the Prologue were remade to a higher detail for the private alpha and future builds, which explains the currently missing 180SX from the alpha. There were models for a Toyota Chaser, a Nissan Skyline R32 and a Nissan C-Lady before the Prologue launch, but these were cut from the Prologue due to the models not being up to the same standard as the other models included in the Prologue. According to the Internet Gamecast database, Night Runners is the first game in well over a decade to have the Tomicaira ZZ as a playable car. It was last seen in Gran Turismo 6 in 2013. It was made popular by the franchise, first appearing in Gran Turismo 2 in 1999, and was in all following Gran Turismo games up to and including Gran Turismo 6. Notable that it was featured in Ridge Racer Type 4 a year before Gran Turismo 2. Night Runners is the first game in almost 3 decades to include a Subaru Impreza wagon and the first game ever to include a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo wagon, according to the Internet Gamecast database. The alpha build of the game has one set of replica wheels, in the game labeled as Imposter Veilside. These wheels are based on the Veilside Andrew Racing Evo Vs. Some of the rivals in the Prologue and Alpha upgrade their cars as you win against them. These are Keisuke and SK in G Company and Yamato and Sony in Endless Appeal. Keisuke and Yamato have 3 different upgrades with more major visual changes, whereas SK and Sony mainly get a carbon bonnet. You can raise the bets with the other racers by declining their initial offer. You can raise their base offer as long as it's less than 30% over what they offered initially. This, however, does not work with the bosses. The optimal tire temperature for drag racing is 70 degrees centigrade. It will give you a roughly 10% grip bonus on launch. You can remove the carbon aerobits from street, circuit and prototype body panels without it affecting the downforce. Simply go to Enter Exterior and walk up to the car and look at the tooltips on the bottom right of the screen. Removing exterior body panels actually increases the car weight, but this stat is not visible. Some engine upgrades add parts inside the car, such as the ECU upgrade gives you an ECU program to the dash, and straight cut gearboxes gives you a gear indicator on the dash as well. The fuel system upgrade gives you a fuel cell in the boot, and nitrous upgrades gives you a physical nitrous bottle inside the car. Circuit and prototype ECU upgrades will give you 2-step on launch. Simply hold the handbrake, floor the throttle, and then release the handbrake. You will get wheel spin, so do not mix this up with launch control, which usually has traction control as well. As far as the community is aware, the only value in suspension tuning to make a difference is tire width. Wider tires give better launch grip, but add more understeer. The audio interior gives you a Kenwood bass reactor to the boot of the car, as well as visualizers to the sun visors. Some aftermarket radios have a visualizer too, although currently the visualizer is just looping short video and not actually affected by the in-game music. The female voice you hear during car startup is the electronic toll collection card reader saying "card not inserted". In the prologue, the music in the garage comes from the radio. The rivals at the parking area speak in low-pitched, reversed Japanese. The games in front of the TV in the prologue are Juiced, Need for Speed Underground 2, and Midnight Club 3, all of which have been a huge inspiration for Night Runners. These, as well as other games, can be seen in the private alpha garages as well. The chained door in the garage is a nod to Silent Hill 4. The Takane Mansion in Haruna is heavily inspired by the Ashikawa garage in Hokkaido, Japan. The in-game names of the car parts are heavily inspired by Black Box era Need for Speed games, whereas the part tiers are inspired by Juiced. You can find gallows pizza boxes and mugs scattered around the garages. This is of course referring to the movie Too Fast, Too Furious.
I didn't know pizza places made motors.